Hi students, in this video I just want to show you something that you should all do before you turn your newsletter in, and that is check the alignment on everything by using guides. So I'm going to turn my guides on, and what I mean by checking the alignment is just use these rulers at the top and bottom to make sure everything lines up. So you can see I already put a ruler down here showing where all of these items line up. So the text touches the guide, that line touches the guide, but this element over here doesn't touch that guide, and it really should. So what I need to do is sort of figure out some way of making this fit more tightly so that everything lines up. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to create a subhead because we don't have one, and we could definitely use one here. So client feature, and then I can create a subhead of some kind to fill this space. And let's make that, I don't have a typeface, so I'm just going to pick something random. There we go. So I can put a subhead in, and that's going to help me sort of line it up. Now this doesn't really line up. So I'm going to take my guide, and I'm going to line up the top of this type here, and I'm going to line my iPad up with it. So now I need some kind of caption, and I know where to put the caption, and I want it to line up with this piece at the bottom. Caption. Okay, so I want my caption to line up. Now I'd have to actually fill that in. But now you see everything lines up across this guide down here. And everything lines up, of course, across the margin up here. So that's looking really good. Now I just want to check the alignment on everything else. So overall, it looks pretty good. This byline shouldn't really be indented. Bylines don't get indented. So I'm going to take that out. But everything else lines up along this guide right here. And everything is pretty much lined up here as well. It looks like the picture, which for some reason I'm having trouble getting to, could be lined up a little bit better. Here we go. And then let's see if everything lines up at the bottom. And it doesn't quite line up. You'll see this side here, it's a little further down. I can fix that simply by changing this picture and just moving this picture's caption until it allows this to be lined up. So now that's all lined up. Now continued on is not lined up, so I'm going to make that lined up. It's going to need a little text wrap around it. Window text strap so that I can line it up, and now it's lined up. I want that to go back to the side. There we go. It's touching a little bit. There we go. Okay, so now everything's lined up across the bottom. This could be lined up a little better. And so you see, I'm just using these guides to make sure everything lines up. Now I have a little bit of extra white space, so I'm just going to move this up, and then I can do something like make this bigger if I need to. Everything looks pretty well lined up over here, so I'm not, oh, actually there's one thing I can line up. So you just want to look for opportunities to line things up. So I take this guide, for some reason it's not letting me, there we go. And when I pull it down, so that it's under the word September, you see that now the logo doesn't line up. So I can line the logo up with that line as well. That's going to just strengthen the professional look of this. There we go. So now that logo lines up with the date, volume, and issue number perfectly across the bottom of those things. So you're just looking for opportunities to line things up. You can see how much just that simple alignment improves the professional look of this page. So thank you to Megan for sending this to me, because I thought it'd be a great example to do some of these things on. We talked about in her meeting how to work on some of these things, and I thought this would be a great example to show everybody, because I think everybody can benefit from using these guides to line things up and just double checking before you turn in your newsletter that elements are in fact lined up.